Yo, what's up? Should be good to go. Give me 1 second here. But yeah, we're just going to be looking over the patch notes, of course, the Pearl store really quickly. And this will probably lead me straight into node war, etc. Give me 1 second. Yeah, should be pretty chill. We're going to try working on the video a little bit earlier. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be instant, but it should come out, by the weekend, something like that, as per usual. We'll try to make it a little bit easier to understand at the very least, but this is just going to be a super, super quick little review. Very good. But yeah, I think the video should make it a little bit easier, but it's going to be slightly scuffed. Okay, so let's look at the patch notes. Sorry, it's delayed a little bit, but shouldn't be the worst. So yeah, I did see some of the PvE changes. We'll just go over the patch really quickly. Most of these is pretty... I don't really play Zerker, so I don't really know, but I do know... Yeah, it got changed slightly downwards, it looks like. I think Agent got buffed, and what do you call it? Guardian did. I think Zerker... this looks like an all-around nerf. Which does sort of make sense. Zerker was a decent class. Guardian is pretty interesting. Hello, welcome. Guardian's pretty interesting because I believe... I don't know if this changes anything in PvP. Unfortunately, some of the percents obviously get lowered, but as long as it's decent PvE, it should be decent. Yeah, nerfs are definitely something, but hey, we can only ask for so much these days. Oh yeah, Waken Nova got changed, which is fantastic. It got buffed. It's still probably going to be pretty tough to play in PvE just because there's so many clicks, but I think some of the higher APM classes are definitely more fun if you like those. Not bad. Waken Nova definitely does need to see some changes. It really hasn't been seen in PvP in a long time. Oh yeah, Drak got nerfed because apparently it's really, really good in PvE. PvP, I don't think I've seen a Awakened Drak in... I don't think I've seen a Drak in general in a long time, so... That part's fine. Agent PvP, interesting. 36 EVA, Yeah, people have been pretty negative on Agent, so if this helps, that'll be cool. We'll see. It really... I don't think I've seen any agents. I mean, some people have been playing it for fun, of course, but they really haven't been a very relevant class, which sometimes is the case for new classes. Obviously, they're either extremely strong or kind of extremely weak. It's usually unlikely they're going to be perfectly balanced. So Agent, unfortunately, has gotten the lower end of the stick, but if this buff makes them better, then that'll be fantastic. Very good. So, again, yeah, we got the progression pass removed, but Hyper Boost got... I don't think this got anything new. I'm pretty sure they just are showing the things that you can get. I don't think we got any new rewards, so it's cool. I think for newer players, Hyper Boost was really weird, as it didn't... It was kind of weird to just know everything that it gives, and so making the progression pass, which is pretty not as relevant anymore, the Hyper Boost guide is nice. Yeah, I do like Agent style, it just wasn't really relevant, sadly. Oh yeah, this got changed, cool. So decks, rather than just losing 400k no matter what, now you can propose a deck and other people can agree, and if not, then I guess it just doesn't happen. So that's nice. I thought this was already the original function, but apparently not. So yeah, decks have been kind of not as relevant these days, unfortunately. I still don't think people will ever deck. War decks just aren't really relevant anymore, sadly. So that's just life. Yeah. What can be said about that? Well, this is a nice change since fairies obviously had a ton of cosmetics, but also they had buffs that were tied to the cosmetics. So this just makes it so they're separated. You get the different cosmetics and the different buffs you can choose, which is cool. Difficulty, cool. I think that's hunting or whatever. Oh, now Wusa and Megu is the tag event. That's cool. Not bad. Huh. Oh wow, so they made extracting cups really, really easy. Yeah, that's cool. This should only be 10 mil. I think before it was like 2 billish. So yeah, cup. I don't really know if people need to extract cups, but I think this is for people who got bricked in Karzad or something. I guess it's nice. It is more of an old school thing. It's not as relevant these days, but it is good they're changing it to very nice. Sorry, we're just going through this pretty fast. I think most of the updates are more QOL stuff, so we'll see. Oh yeah, no, this is a huge change, actually. It's sort of hidden in this weird line, but yeah, you can now melt the accessories to get 10 of the pity mats, which can be used for 2 taps, which is actually an incredibly large change and really does change how the game's balanced. It's weird that it's such a small little side note, but yeah, that's huge. If you get the accessory drop, you can get 2 taps, basically, if you're going for Lakita or whatever accessories. I don't even know what they're called. Ecleta, yeah, cool. This is whatever. This is just the cosmetics of more of a small change. Let's see. Okay, cool. That's not too big. These are all just slight quality of life. Oh, yeah. So Idania, some of the Idania zones got changed. Let's see. Interesting. So we got an increase of the earring drop by 20%, and it lowered the crystal drop, which is also pretty interesting. This might just be the full crystal, though, it looks like, so not the pity pieces, I think. Wandering origin of crystal. Let me check real quick. We have a bunch anyways. Yeah, the shard is the pity, so I think this is just the full crystal got lowered, which is fine. I mean, I haven't gotten one of those, so I didn't think they were that common, but apparently they are. The Twilight the earring drop increasing by 20% is fantastic, though I think this is just for the boss, the little mini boss that slams. Okay, let's see. Changed some plus. Oh yeah, this is the AFK phase. They made it so it can spawn some of these guys, which is huge. It should make the AFK phase a lot more exciting, rather than something you just like leave and come back later. And yeah, this was pretty annoying too. The hitbox was pretty annoying, so that is cool. I think most people, it wasn't the worst grind. I actually really liked Scarecrows, to be honest. It was a pretty fun, cool little grind, though I think most people are now pushing the 2nd and 3rd. But for anyone doing Scarecrows, it should be really cool, and we might do a couple hours there too, just to see how it changed. Sorry, I'm sitting up. The 2nd spot I think was a lot worse, or people were waiting for this patch a lot more. Apparently people said that it was over nerfed from KR, so the version we got was like super scuffed. I don't know how true that is, but there was definitely some issues with the 2nd zone. I think they basically made, yeah, the drops a lot better for the boss, I think, and some of the other guys. Let's see. What's the issue? Yeah, a lot of the bosses was like a little bit awkward, and they increased the drop by a ton for some of the mobs, so obviously they do know that the drop was a little bit skewed. So that's cool. I mean, I know a lot of people were waiting for, I think, the 2nd spot to be changed. 3rd spot, obviously, I think matters a little bit less for some people. Most people are just pushing it anyways, so whatever. The new boxes seem cool, but we haven't really calculated it yet, so we will do that later. I do think they are probably one of the better boxes anyways. They are not the blacksmith style, but more the bundle style, so it's gonna give you a lot of random stuff. I do think the new boxes are pretty good though. We just looked at it really briefly with the KR notes, but the translations for KR were just so weird, so I didn't really get a good look at it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, 3rd, 4th spot, I have nothing to add. I haven't done these spots, so who knows? I think they're better, which is cool. I haven't really watched anyone grind it either, so I have no idea. Fix the issue, cool. I think one thing PA should do is lower the AP rec for the weeklies. Did they do that? Oh, is that what they did here? No, it's not. Oops, probably shouldn't. We can just check in game, actually. Very good. So yeah, a big issue is Idania Zone's the weekly quest. The AP rec was just too high. So, for example, I easily got my full crystal way before I got to 400 AP sheet without the server buff. So the 5 wands from this quest is basically useless to me. And I think it's kind of the case for all the zones. I don't know how they balanced it in terms of sheet, but it's kind of scuffed. I think most people sort of go to the new area way before they hit the rec for doing the weekly. That's something I'm surprised they didn't change, since that seems to be the experience of almost every player I've talked to. They would finish Aphrodon way before they have enough AP DP to do the weekly. Well, mostly the AP part, the DP not so much. So yeah, I don't know why they didn't drop the AP rec for this. Probably they only I don't think they take the feedback from our lower geared people, such as myself. But yeah, I don't know. We are way past the AP limit for Aphrodon, but we just basically got to the She AP rec, which doesn't seem like good balancing in my opinion. But whatever, that's such a small thing. I don't think most people care about that, so whatever. This, I think, is just roleplay. What is this? Yeah, I guess they changed the story. Look, that happened to Lucia too. Well, I guess Lucia's also gearlit, so whatever. I guess we're all gearlits. What can you do? If you're not full deck, does your opinion matter? No, apparently. So, it is what it is. Cool. I think this is just an extra accessory we got for the pity. It's only once per family, which is weird. Cool. How do we get what quest? The weekly quest? You just go to your menu, recurring Purify Idania, and you just navigate to whoever gives it to you. This is a weekly. Yeah. The real quest is it's just once per family, so I don't know what the point of this is, but that's cool. Message. And this is just another one. I think they had one, maybe? Weird. Yeah, maybe they are just going to give like a new pity tab, because they already had one of these. I think it was 500 mobs. But they might just be slowly trying to give out these for people to do like the plat stuff. Yeah, it's weird that's one time, but I guess that's how they want to kind of time gate this-ish, so who knows. Whatever, that's not too big of a deal. Oh yeah, this is kind of huge. A little bit weird, but this is what they talked about in Idle Ball, where they can have people basically give better pings and essentially better like area stuff. I don't know how that's going to work, because currently pings are really, really poorly implemented even in BDO, so, or even in Node Wars, pings are just awful, so maybe this helps it a little bit, but apparently you can set paths and things, so that's cool, I guess. Oof, let me see. Name color. I don't know. I mean, honestly, even just one ping is kind of hard to track. Hopefully this makes it better, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see during Node War how it is. This just seems crazy to me, but who knows? Yeah, I mean, that seems cool. If this does show well, then great. Yeah, we'll see. I'm obviously a little bit hesitant because, yeah, I don't know. Even pings are super wonky. Like, even the regular pings we've always had is super wonky. So we'll see how they play in Node War, whatever. Oh, this is cool. Apparently there's some frame rate optimizations, which is really nice. Maybe this is talking about the weird Idania zone PvP, because in Idania 1, at the very least, you can get a ton of frame drops just randomly during Node War, so maybe that's what they're talking about, who knows. Change to unified the following. Okay, that's cool. And these are all mostly just whatever changes, I think. Yeah, cool. Very good. So we'll look at the events. Let's see. This is AOB. I guess it got changed. What? You accept it from the guy. The one-time quest? This guy. It should be the guy at Node. There should be like a little person at Node. You accept it. It should be the same as the 500 kill quest. Well, at whatever node you're grinding, there's the node manager, basically. Except it's not a real node manager, since there isn't a real node manager. The same one from the 500 quest. It should be. Yeah. So I don't actually know what this does. You just get 100 mil? It's just... I guess that's what this is. I'm not quite sure. I don't think you actually get the rewards more. Because obviously every week you would get AOB rewards anyways, so I don't think this changes anything. You just get 100 mil for some reason. What? So I think that's weird. I don't know what this quest event does. Maybe you get some of the boxes again. I don't know. That's not what it signaled to me, but I'm also not the best at reading words, I guess, apparently. Progression guild benefits for a week. But yeah, if it's just 100 mil, I mean, that's nothing. So, okay, weird event. Let's see, what does this do? So we're going through this a little bit fast, but I don't really understand that event. Am I crazy? This is not an event. What? What's your AP? I don't know what this is. This doesn't even seem like it's an event, so I don't know what this is. I guess it's a little bit easier to search for guilds, but I don't think there's any rewards or anything, so cool. Yeah, if it's 402 with the server buff, I don't think you can get it. Oh yeah, this was huge. So basically they're giving out a lot of the crystals for Starzen, Sakraya, and Orzekia. So the Gem of Voids, they're going to give out these crystals of gluttonies and Sakraya shards. 2 of them, it looks like, in total. So maybe you would go for, you might go for either Sakraya or gluttony, but it should make it a lot easier to get these crystals. You get a ton of Gem of Voids, so you should never pick Gem of Voids unless that's the only thing you need, basically. But it looks like for the Sakraya and Starzen crystals, you can only get 2 total. So you do have to pick and choose a little bit. Also, you can choose Kabuas, I guess, if you already have everything, which is cool. Yeah, it makes the Crystal of Void Destruction and Crystal of Void Akrods a lot easier to get. There should be a huge abundance of it. It also makes Kabuas a lot easier to get too. The Sakraya and Gluttonies makes it slightly easier. You get 2, so that's good. Obviously, that is sort of troll, but I guess they really want players to push Idania, and that's it. And you get some Twitch drops from watching this. Cool. What is it? It's mostly just the Harmony draft, so whatever. Although, yeah, I guess they will be slightly rare, but you do get it done. Oh, you only get 3? Yeah, okay, that's kind of whatever. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, this is another thing they're doing, which is they're after 60 minutes, you get 4 harmonies. 4 harmony Adanias, and you get 3 tenacity and envies, which is actually kind of huge. That's actually a pretty big deal. Some of the sub, you would have to search it up or use BDO's website. You just basically have to find it. They used to show some of the RNG boxes, but nowadays a lot of the sub boxes you just kind of have to find for yourself, unfortunately. A lot of it is an adventurer's guide for BDO, but if it's not there, I'm not quite sure. You have to find it on some website usually. The pots? You just get it from a daily login. So if you play for 60 minutes, you get these 3 pots, which is pretty cool. I guess it's their attempt at trying to alleviate some of the elixir problems. Oh, there's a battle pass. Yeah, okay. So there's a battle pass for, I guess, bartering, which is kind of random. Oh, I see. So they're making it a little bit easier to get some of these upgrade mats. You know what they should give for bartering special pass? They should give a free reward, which is 15 days of Valley Pack. And I'm sure barterers will rejoice. Obviously, this stuff, I don't know what this is. This is like hat mats, I guess, which is cool. You can make your Karak easier. I feel like the biggest issue with bartering was just, if you don't have a value pack, you're kind of trolled. But yeah, I guess this can help you build your Karak easier, which is nice. Very good. Cool. Well, we'll look through the store, I guess. Very fast, we just went through the updates extremely quickly. Let's see what the gamble boxes are. I think the gamble boxes is probably the biggest thing. All this stuff is just roleplay for agent. We don't care too much about that. What the heck? Cool. So yeah, this is the sailing special pass. I guess the value is really determined on whether you barter or not. I don't know any of those items, so can't really say myself. Actually, this is interesting. So on KR, I am human. On KR, some of the things were poorly translated, so I'll have to check really quickly. Is it? Oh, sorry. Yeah, my fault. If you're looking, a lot of the RNG boxes for the sub boxes are here. Over here. If you can't find it here, you might have to look at BDO Codex or something like that. They're kind of scattered around. It's not very well done these days, but yeah. Some of these sub boxes, that's where you have to look. Mysterious treasure chest. So I think this is, yeah, okay. The things I want to check is the base price, which is 900 pearls. I thought it was going to be 930, but 900 pearls does make sense. It does make it a little bit on the cheaper side. Some of these bundles in the past were 930, some were 800. So falling in the 900 range is actually decent. Whatever. I mean, we'll have to see what they contain. Let me see. I think it's this one. Okay, cool. Yeah. The thing we really wanted to check was the Resplendent Cronstone bundle. This is actually a pretty old Cronstone bundle. Usually the ones they've released recently were Rare Cronstone bundle and the Mystical Cronstone bundle. The Mystical is probably the lowest, Rare is slightly better, but Resplendent is the highest. Which I was a little bit concerned that the translation was wrong in the KR website because they haven't released this bundle in a really long time. But that should be a good thing for this box. Let me check real quick. I have to go so far back to look at the actual numbers. So yeah, the Resplendent box, it gives you about 400 crons, I would say, on average. while the rare gives you about 220 crowns on average. Obviously, it's going to be very volatile, these boxes, since they're more old school, but yeah, the Resplendent is really, really good. The mysterious one is probably hidden within, I want to say Gilded or the ancient ones. I don't remember which one they got released, but should be hidden somewhere in these. Oof. I mean, we're gonna have to find it ourselves, so is it a rare adventure? No way. Might be hidden in the Gilded. No. Maybe it was an older box. Forgotten? Did we just click this? Am I draw? Yes, I am. Katu's Dazzling Rare Adventure Bundle, a little bit too old. Oh, no, it is. So yeah, it's in Rare Adventure Bundle, which is weird. I don't think that's where it got released, but yeah. That's a Mysterious Treasure Chest. This is sort of a mediocre one. It's not awful, but it's okay. Yeah, we just take the average of each box, basically, is how I do it. Sorry, the translation's a little bit funky, but yeah, we just take the average of each box. Just the weighted average from the chance, and obviously what it gives. Alright, give me 1 second here. So returning this box, obviously the Mysterious Treasure Chest gives a ton of... Sorry, no, this chest gives a ton of the mysterious ones because it's the first drop. It is... let me see. Let me look through this, because there were some translation problems that I saw. That was a little bit confused what they gave, but I think in English it's a lot easier to just comprehend. So yeah, they give a ton of sweets, which is big. This is the Artisan Premium Enhancement box, which we saw from the last box, which is huge. They give a ton of sweets, and sweets are usually decent. Yeah, a lot of them are recursive, so you would have to take them out. So for example, this Treasure Merchant Secret box, it's not too bad because it doesn't look like these boxes have a chance of upgrading. If I look at this correctly, Treasure Merchant Resplendent bundle, I don't think the bundles have a chance of giving you another bundle. They just have a chance of giving you the original box, which isn't too bad. You can just take this out, and then you would put it back in later on, essentially. I'm just still looking through this a little bit. Yeah, I think none of the bundles... Resplendent Cronstone bundle, that's a different bundle, so that's okay. None of the bundles within this box have a chance of giving you another one, which is really good. Yeah, some of it is recursive. So for what we do with these, if a bundle gives the original box like it does here for all these, we just take those out, and then later on we would divide the entire... We would initially take it out, and then we just divide the entire thing by 1 minus whatever the chance is of getting an extra bundle. It's just we just do a very, very simple average. Alright, let's see. We'll do the full calculations in a bit. I'm just looking through the store. Oh yeah, I appreciate it. Sorry, there's a little bit of a delay on the stream, as per usual. So this gives you a 5 plus 5 one. The base price is 900. Yeah, very good. We got the 5 plus 5. This is usually pretty good, just because it's 50% off. The smaller bundles are fine. Oh, okay. So we do get the 30% off one. That was the big consideration. Yeah, the base box does cost a lot more than usual, but 900 isn't awful for these bundle styles. The bundles usually are just naturally more expensive. I'm not sure why. But yeah, this was the big thing, because on KR, it showed a 30% off one, which is pretty surprising, because if we look at the Gilded Treasure, or not Gilded Treasure Chest, is it this one? 30? Sorry, we're going to look at the Blacksmiths is naturally the box we're to compare to, so we do have to pull that up. I think it's this one. Cool. So with the blacksmith boxes, they only went up to 20% off with the 100 bundle. Now, obviously, the pearl price on the store doesn't matter as much, but obviously the discount is going to be higher for these ones, which is kind of interesting to note. I was surprised that it was 30% off rather than the 20% off, because that's sort of what they were going towards with these boxes. This one's obviously a one-time purchase, so isn't bad. But even the consistent purchase is 25% off, which is way higher than the blacksmiths. It's just an interesting thing to note. Obviously, what's going to matter is how good the box is by itself, which we're going to have to find out. Okay, this is like mid. This isn't good. Let's see. This is fine if you're life skilling, funny. Maids 33% off isn't very high. We got a 50% one really recently. Pets 30% off is fine if you need pets, but obviously not high. I don't like cost fees. Karak overlays. This is the Karak skin, I believe. 25% off is pretty good if you want the Karak skin, obviously. I guess the translation is just cooked, so whatever. Most of these sales is just okay if you want the specific item. There's not much to say about that. And they changed how fairy works in this patch, so if you did want that, it might be something to pick up. Cool. So yeah, well, I think that's basically it for this sale. We'll calculate the boxes, obviously, in 1 second here. Cool. We'll just have to change the screen. I'm gonna have to pull up. I guess we can do it on Excel. I just have to make sure I'm signed out because Excel is troll these days. So this is gonna be the most wonky part, but we should be okay. So cool. It's called Treasure Merchant's Secret Box. Obviously, we're going to release a video later on. It's going to be a lot more thorough than this one. And then just me doing it live, a lot more less of me just talking. But, you know, it is what it is. No, I don't have a creator code. But I would recommend you use whatever your favorite creator is. We are not partnered with PA in any way. Not that I have anything against that, but, you know, as for now. But I do appreciate it. Cool. So yeah, these boxes, it's like a pseudo. This is going to be super similar to the Gilded Treasure Chest, it seems like. Well, they did this really weirdly, but you have a chance of getting, looks like three tiers of bundles, or just back to the original box, which isn't bad at all. Hello, hello. I think I can straight my whole screen, but we'll see how wonky that is. It might explode. We'll see if we ever partner with the PA. Problem is, sorry, I'm just gonna add a screen for my Excel. The problem with a code is obviously, if I get a code, technically people spending money would benefit me, and that would inherently bias me to want people to spend more money, right? Which is not something we really want to open. It doesn't really matter, obviously the money is so small, but that is the downside of having a code, I think. Though, I mean, I don't really care too much. It really shouldn't bias me that much anyways. Let's see if we can get an app for Excel only. Eek, sorry, this is gonna be very, very wonky. Cool. We'll just screw it. I don't even know if you guys can see that, sorry. Let me check on stream. Should be okay? No, I'm streaming my thing still. Hmm. Oops. Yeah, okay, cool. That works. I'm sorry. It strained my OPS for a second. Well, it's the same. No, I do not have a code. Sorry. Yeah, we'll try to get the video out. I want to say by Friday night / Saturday morning. We might be able to get it out tonight, but it depends. It'll be a little bit scuffed. Cool. This one isn't too bad. Hopefully we don't show too much. I'll drag this over this way. But yeah, video should be out. Yep, by Friday night, Saturday morning, depending on what your time zone is. We're gonna get a really quick analysis out right now, just so we can get a really rough estimate. And obviously, for people willing to wait, it will be out later. The more thorough one. Sorry, my second screen is going to be mostly covered, which is a little bit annoying, but that's fine. Okay. So this is going to be wonky because they use the images, which kind of sucks. Clear all formats. Clear hyperlinks, clear formats. Clear contents maybe, but I think they'll get rid of non-text. Yeah. I want to get rid of the little pictures that I have. Oh, this is so bad. Cool. This is awful. I shouldn't have copied it. Actually, yeah. They posed this super poorly, but that's fine. We can't complain too much. Yeah, I do not have a code, Idra. Yeah, nah, we should have just done this manually, because it's awful. Shining bundle, resplendent bundle, splendid. We're doing this manually. This keyboard is scuffed, so it is what it is. Cool. So obviously the chances we don't know yet. This will just be the name. Boom, boom, boom. Very fantastic. You guys can see how slowly I do this. This is just the value, I guess. We'll look at cron, whatever chance. Okay. Okay, why did it do that? Oh my god. Sorry, I don't have... This isn't my regular keyboard, but it's okay. So obviously the chance of getting one of these initial bundles is 50%. This is 25%. A very clean upgrade path. And oddly enough, they made the chance of getting the Splendid bundle a little bit more than chance of getting 2 boxes. I know some people don't like that. I kind of like getting the original box more, but that is just a preference, obviously. 1 second. Cool. And then all we have to do now is look at the value of all 3 bundles, and that's it, essentially. This will take out as the overall chance of getting the box, it looks like. Yeah. So there's no seals for these boxes, so really the way you get extra boxes is just from the bundle itself. And we'll take out all those rates manually and add them in later on by doing a classic recursive, just recursive calc. Let me see. Sorry, we're gonna have to go through all of these bundles individually. A little bit slower, but I mean, that's just the way it is. Luckily, these are a little bit easier. We can just clear all and we should be good. So yeah, so these bundles, obviously they have a guaranteed 2 items here. And you have a chance of getting multiple of the other items. This should be correct, I think. Good. Yeah, so you can get multiple of these. You can get 1, 2, 3, as many as possible. Actually, I think you can get all of them technically, but it's going to be rarer. So obviously we can just do a nice little multiplication. Unfortunately, the quant is wrong for a lot of these, which sucks, but that's fine. I think we're going to just focus on crons a little bit more. That's what we did here anyways. Yeah. Crons. Right to value crons, yeah. Cool. So this will be the value. We can kind of just delete these two. We don't... Ah, it's gonna delete me out of this. I'm dumb. Whatever. It's fine. Cool. A little bit scuffed, but yeah, that's just gonna be the way it is. Value. So the cron bundles. Ugh. 3400. Rare crons. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, obviously we have 3 of these. We'll slam them all in real quick. Yeah. So this is going to be your Resplendent bundle. This one is, of course, your good old Merchant's Shiny bundle. And we're going to have a third one, which is the Splendid bundle. Wow, very good. Fantastic. Oh no, why did I do that? Control V while we still. Nice. Oh my lord. Cool. This should all be good. 3 guarantee. Yeah, sadly, the copy and paste is going to be slightly scuffed because these are annoying. 20, we'll do 10, 5. These don't matter. Almost valueless at this point in time, these 150, 170s. We're not going to take too much of a time focusing on those. I do think I need to drop my value for some of those anyways, eventually, so we'll see. These are all correct. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 20, yeah. Sweets. Well, I think we're going to focus on cron only, and we'll do the other stuff calculator. Most of these things, I don't think most people value too much, but just know that the bundles will always give you a lot more extra items, which can add benefit to it, obviously. This is going to be very, very heavily cron rather than outfits. So if you're planning on selling this for silver, usually these aren't good. Most RNG boxes in the modern day at least give a lot more raw crons rather than outfits, so just the way it is. We'll delete the rate for these guys just because we want to take this out and add it in later, as we mentioned. This is the chance of getting an extra box. No, actually I'll delete them later, but I'll just highlight it so I don't mess up. We won't be accounting for that in our initial calcs, so we'll add them in after. Treasure, it looks pretty standard, 5, 5, 15. I'm just double checking on the website, sorry. This is, you get 2, so technically it's a 10% chance. This one's also 2, actually. Cool. And this one's a 15% chance for 1. So technically there's a greater chance for the first box to give you another box, which is kind of random, but I guess that's fine. Whatever. Okay, yeah, we're actually just going to focus on crons. So, rare cronstone bundle, I believe, is 764? 764? I think I have it hidden somewhere here. This is super poorly done, because a lot of these are really old. but that's okay. 762.67. Okay. Unfortunately, a lot of the calcs here are old, and so they're not relevant, but the crons haven't changed at all. So luckily, they're still solid. This is the pearl value, obviously. Well, so not the raw crons, but we can add raw crons. Raw crons, it'd be about 300-ish. 200 for this one, and then this guy is about 400. Obviously, we'll divide later on. Cool. Sorry if this is a little bit confusing, but such is the way of the live. Rare scroll box is nice, but doesn't really give any crons. This thing is going to be 3,400. Again, we're valuing everything in pearls, and outfits are 3,400 pearls on the pearl store. They give 993 crons, though. These guys are all sort of whatever. Sweets are about 27 something. This one is correct. We updated it, so it's going to be super far. Yeah, 2731. About 800 crons. That makes sense, as if you look here, the chances of getting... It's basically a 50-50 between getting crons and an outfit, so it'll average between outfit and crons. And then, of course, you have a chance of bricking for 170 stack or getting 2 outfits, which is fantastic. And the others kind of don't matter. It's too rare. Obviously, you don't want any of the stacks, sadly, just because there's such an overabundance in stacks these days. But such is life. It basically... The way you look at sweets is a half chance of getting 500 crons, half chance of getting an outfit is really how I look at them. And of course you have a chance of it bricking, but that's not too big of a deal. Treasure Merchant's secret box was in the rare adventure bundle, but I think we have it taken out. No, sorry, not that mysterious treasure chest. Yeah, the value is a little bit tough for these. It's about 876, which is slightly less than 1 outfit. It makes sense, as we see you kind of get a lot of 250 crons, you get a lot of 400 crons. You have a chance of getting the box again, which is whatever. That's just a dupe. And then you have a chance of getting like these kind of, which is whatever. It basically is like slightly less than, oh no, slightly less than 1 outfit in terms. Oh wait, no. It's really, it's like a third of an outfit. Sorry. Again, it makes sense. There's a 60% chance of getting one of these. Very, very common. Advice of memory, we don't care too much about, but that will give you some mem frags. Advice of safety, I believe, gives crons. Crons, sorry. I don't know why I'm speaking. I think we did calc this, one of these. I think we did calc this, but I would have to find it. Drops, I believe I do. You're gonna have to check on Twitch. There should be something in the chat window. I believe I have drops, but I will not guarantee that I do. It should say on the top right of the the thing. In the chat window. I believe I do have drops though, so you will get your little Idania drafts, which is fantastic. So, oops. As you guys can see, my wallpaper, whatever. Ugh. I think we did calc the devices. I think it should be my gilded treasure chest. Maybe? Device. Yeah, we did. Cool. Immortality, safety. So advice of safety gives you what? About like 4.6 crons, which is about 16 pearls each. I think this is advice of safety. We should be okay. Yeah, advice of safety. Okay, yeah. So again, oops, I messed up because I'm dumb. Not huge, but you know, 4 crons will take a little, a little bonus. Not too big of a deal. Yeah, I do think it's pretty good. I did a really, really quick analysis on the KR version, but the KR was just so scuffed. So I do think it should average at least 1,000 to maybe 1.3, I believe. Advice of safety, work. I think this should be okay. Rare Corsair Crons. We're just looking at Crons for now, just to make things a little bit more expedient. Blacksmith Advice does give Crons, but it's not that much. It's about 23 Crons. You get a ton of... You get a ton of these memory fragments and sharps, which is still pretty good. You don't get any Caphras, which is fantastic, since Caphras obviously have died. So, yeah. Very fun. I might actually make a video about the situation with the consumables. It's actually such an interesting thing. Oops. I don't know. It's just an interesting thing. It includes a little bit of drama too, which is always fun to talk about. With no reward, Blacksmith Advice. But yeah, life skillers have definitely been fuming, I guess, but I don't really think it's their fault, so it is what it is. Oh, sure, of course. But I do think experience is also cool, because some of these numbers can be wrong. I think they're really good these days, but at least back in the day, a lot of the numbers we had were so far off. So even, like, calculating it yourself may not be valid. A lot of weird things happen with BDO. I think they're a lot more solid these days because, well, obviously PA publishes these numbers, and technically they could run into legal trouble if they publish the wrong numbers, so they are a lot more solid these days. But, you know, just keep in mind some of the numbers you see in BDO can very much well be off. So, you know, even self-calculating it may not be 100% correct. Give me one moment here. Yeah, this should be all Crons. Advice of Memory is Memfrags. This is bad whatever. Yep. I'm surprised they're still giving out 150 stacks. I don't think that has been relevant in quite a while. 150 stack used to be really cool to start tapping tap Black Stars on, but they just give Sovereigns for free these days, so I don't know about that one. But yeah, just know that if you're looking for Crons only, you do get a lot more Memfrags and Sharps, which can add to the value of this pack quite a lot. We'll go over that more in depth in our video, of course. Rare Cronstone bundle, we already have. One thing that is for sure is this box will be a lot more volatile than other boxes, so the actual Crons you get may differ by quite a lot. That's usually the case for these bundle style RNG boxes. For sure, Urchin's Secret. Oh, there's another one here. Cool. Good thing we saw that. Let me double check to see that that's correct. This is the Resplendent. 20%. Okay, cool. Do they give any of these mysterious treasures? The names are so similar that my brain is exploding, but we should be okay. Yeah. First scroll box we already have. Skip, skip, skip. These we will add in later on since they're recursive technically. Origins, Rare Cronstones. Yeah, we're good. Cool. So I wonder if there's another treasure merchant somewhere here. No, it doesn't look like it. Sorry, I'm just double checking. We want to be as thorough as we can without it being super, super scuffed. So Artisans, that's from this guy. This box, the Blacksmith Workshop box we just went over, Artisans is here. Pretty good amount, as you can see. Has a chance of upgrading, which these are always better. And obviously, you can just get outfits. I think my luck with these were okay. Oops. Don't mean to drag, but you get about 1.6k crons on average, which is nice. But obviously, since there's so many RNG boxes, it will be very volatile, as we will mention throughout this entire broadcast, I guess. That's fine. Rare Cronstone box. Blacksmith's Advice, very good. Obviously we get 10, which we will multiply it in later. This is wrong, you get 2. Oh no, this is the first one. This you get 2, okay, cool. This you get 10. Yeah, I'm sorry. We have to double check. Some of these numbers are always scuffed, so that's what it is. This is 50, 30, 20. Yeah, it should be mostly okay. If we're off by a little bit, it should be fine. At least for now, this is more just a quick one. As a advice of safeties, obviously, are technically crons. And you do have a chance of getting the little trace. Memories is memfrags, which we won't calculate for now. These guys, 3 for 100. No, just type that in, but easy. Cool. This is Resplendence. As we saw earlier, these haven't been listed so much, but they are one of the better, or more expensive rare Cronstone bundles. The actual value, if they ever get sold, is pretty much the same for all of them, but they are more expensive, so they will give you more crons. So the amount of crons they give for your pearls will be the exact same. And the rare Corsair training box, I don't think gives crons, so actually we'll search. I think this one just gives the tap mats, but some of these do have crons. Nope. Okay, this one's just 10 tap mats, so no crons. Cool. So we'll just do the cont here, contribution, which is just multiplying these together. Obviously, we're only looking at the crons right now, so boop, boop, boop. Nothing else will matter. And we will be very careful by deleting this one. Well, we don't have a value for this, so that's fine. But we'll still delete it, so because I don't want it to be scuffed. I think we can drag this down all the way, but we'll have to go back and delete it because I kind of drilled this. It's fine. Yeah, cool. And we'll just do a very simple sum of all these contributions. Let me see. Again, I'm gonna have to double check real quick. Since this isn't in a line, we're just gonna use our mouse, but whatever. That's fine. Never have been an Excel pro. Yes, I do, sorry. I will link it in a second. We do have a little bit of a... Well, we do have a Discord server. Whoops. Oops. Give me a second. Wait, why doesn't it... I'll have two displays open, my fault. That's why it's so scuffed. Why do I have so many windows open? Alright, well now you just see my video. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I had two display captures. I was like, why is this so scuffed? Alright, that's better. Cool. Yeah, we have a Discord server. They do talk about just the general boxes. I'll try to post the numbers there usually whenever I get them. There's not really any voice channels or anything like that. Sorry, I have to open YouTube. I don't even know where. me 1 second. I think this should be okay. I'm double checking. Some of these are just gonna be scuffed. Yes, indeed, Excel. Yeah, AI is usually pretty useful, though sometimes they can just mess it up. Well, now you guys saw me music, it's fine. Give me 1 second. Yeah, well, whatever. It's not gonna be perfect. A lot of this is just gonna be scanning, but we basically have a 15% chance. We can just write it like around here. 15% chance of spawning a box from the first little thing here. Oh, wait, let me think. It's gonna be a little bit scuffed because... yeah, these are just from the bundles. Okay. 10% chance from the second box, 20%. Obviously, since you get two, it's technically a 10% chance. This is a 20% chance, and this one should be another 10. Cool. So from at least these boxes, we have what? 55% chance of making new box? Is that correct? 1, 2. Well, obviously multiplied by the chance of getting the box from the actual thing, which is... this is a 50% chance. This is a 25. This is only 13.75. This is no, this is 25, sorry. 13.75. Cool. Because this is from the second box. Yeah, this is from the last box. Very good. So the actual chances of getting a box will be slightly different. It won't be the numbers, obviously. Is this correct? It should be. This is done very visually, my fault, but yeah. Such is life. We should be okay. 15. Yep. So again, this is the chance of getting the bundle, and this is the chance of getting a box from the bundle. So you just take the weighted average, whatever. Same stuff we always been doing. So it's about 16% chance of spawning a box from these guys. Obviously, we have a chance of getting 2 boxes from the original box, but that will just be a flat thing. So we can add that in, 11.25%, whatever. Oops. Times 2. Is this correct? Let me double check. We did a super scrappy one. We did an extremely scrappy one for the KR version. I'm gonna check if this is correct because I think we should be good. Should be 22.5, 16, 375. Yeah, I think this is the same as we did earlier. I don't want this to be super wrong. Yeah, good. It is correct. It works with itself. Cool. I cannot. 38.875, is that correct? Does that pass the brain this the the eye test, I guess? I think so. 38875. Cool. It does. It looks correct. It looks somewhat correct. So basically, this is the chance the entire pack has of spawning a new box, which we will eventually just divide the values of all these boxes by. That's how we get past the recursive nature of some of these things. So this will be our general calc, so we don't have to look at these. But as we saw earlier, we have about a chance, if we get the first box, we get about 1700 pearls. Sorry, very, very scuffed, but we should be okay. The second box, about 3k chance, and the last box we have close to 7,000 pearls we get. The actual value of this box we won't need to know. And so the quant will just be, oops, quant. Cool. Am I Lord? Am you not? So you get this thing. This is the value from all of this, not including the bonus boxes we generate. And so to get the bonus boxes, I think it's just this divided by 1 minus, we can just type it in manually, 0.338. Oh, well, do I want to type in manually? Probably not. 3, 8, hello, 8, 7. Why is it doing that? Cool, this should be correct. Let me see. This one last. 4410? Is that right? 1288. I think that's similar to what we got for the KR stuff. No? Yeah. Interesting. If this very scuffed calc is correct, it should be about 1300 crons per box. Which, considering it's 900 pearls, is actually not bad at all. Is that right, though? That's a lot. That's actually a lot. To be honest, my KR numbers are similar, but I thought it was wrong because it was just so much. Please, Lord. Well, it should be pretty good. That's for sure. So if we look at our workshop boxes, you got about 1852 pearl value, or about 540 crons for 465 pearls, right? And that was, did I put it here? No. Sorry, I put it in my other list, but that's fine. It's about 1.16 cron per pearl, and if you include selling the random garbage, which you also get a ton of this box, it's about 1.2. This one seems to be 1.4, which is kind of nuts. It does seem better. I think this box does seem better by a lot. Well, that's crazy. Yeah. I guess so. I mean, these match. Yeah, it seems pretty good. So, I mean, the crazy part is since this is just a base box, it gives a lot more when it's put on sale. And we do see at least a 30% off natural sale. So yeah, these crons should be pretty good. These boxes should be pretty good. It is a lot more volatile. So usually these bundles, even if they give more crons, it's a lot more volatile. But I do think they should be pretty good. It's about 1.43 cron per pearl at base. It's kind of nuts. And if we look back at this little guy here, if we look at the store, it's discounted a lot more, 30% off. So it'll only be 5k pearls for 55, which makes it honestly even better. If you hit a discount on it, a coupon on it, it could be even better than that. Let's open the calculator real quick. 3, 4, 650. Assume we use the loyalty coupon. Yeah, seems pretty good. I would say that, yeah, if you're interested in these boxes, I think they are very good. Damn. Wow, okay. Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, obviously, there's a larger conversation on whether you actually need crons still, but if you need crons, I mean, you do get a ton from this from this pack. I would say you should expect, yeah, about a K crons per box. It's about 1,300, but even if you expect 1,055, it's going to be cheaper than the last box. And the last pack for 100 is about 54,000 for 37,000. This is obviously 34,000, and you should get a little bit more than that. Which is kind of nuts, to be honest. I didn't think they would just release a better box right after, but I guess they kind of are spamming these RNG boxes anyways. Damn, that's pretty crazy. Sorry if I'm moving around a lot. I'm like trying to peer into my second monitor. It is a little bit further. Yeah, that's pretty good. I guess that's fair. I think PA definitely knows that there's a lot more players playing, so they're trying to push these RNG boxes. These are definitely better. So yeah, I guess my overall conclusion is they're pretty good. I'm thinking whether I want to buy them myself or not. If I do, I just won't have any pearls left for anything. But they are pretty good. I would say these boxes are pretty good. That's essentially it. Sorry for people just joining. They're very similar to the Gilded Treasure Chest, as it'll give you a ton of bonus items and will be a lot more volatile, but you do get a lot more crons from your pearls. This will probably be the better box, definitely. Yeah, I mean, there's a conversation in general about whether you want to be spending pearls on crons. Yeah, that's really up to you. In terms of the actual amount of crons you get, though, this box will definitely give you a ton more than usual. Compared to other boxes, that's for sure. Oof. Do I actually want to buy them, though, is a real question. I mean, obviously, if I'm thinking as a player, the only thing I have left is really deck taps. Yeah, you would definitely want to use a coupon on it, at least a 30%. You would never buy this at full price, that's for sure. If you have the loyalty store coupon and you only expect to be spending buying like one pack a year, basically, which is what the loyalty store runs for, then I think using the 40% off coupon on this might not be a bad call. Obviously, loyalty is a lot more gated, and you might not have a ton of loyalties, so you do want to be really, really careful what you spend your loyalties on. Yeah, the 5+5 box should be decent. And a really nice part about this box is it's not reliant on the seal trade-in, so some of these smaller denomination boxes will be very good. Unlike the blacksmith box, where getting the 5+5s, it might not guarantee you 70 seals, this box you don't have to worry about seals at all. You get treasure items from this box? No, you do not get treasure items. I don't even think you get the paint either. Sorry, we only calculated it based off of crons, but I don't think you get any treasure items or paint. I see, yeah, it is a little bit misleading than the title. Obviously, it's called treasure, but you don't get any treasure items from these. Definitely no. I don't even think you get paint, so yeah, you shouldn't get paint either. Yeah. So no, if you're trying to get the treasure items like a rich merchant ring, compass, whatever, all that stuff, no, you will not get that from this box. Yeah, this one's not bad. 45,000 pearls. It's not awful. Mine was 1,300, which I'm a little bit doubtful on. But at the same time, I didn't do anything special with today's calc, so it should be close to that. About 1.2, 1.3-ish. It's a little bit off for some reason. No, actually, it's pretty much the same. Yeah, my final was 1288.23. Oops. The big thing that will change your numbers is if you did your spawning a box correctly. So for me, I divided by... Oh, wait. Is this wrong? 138? No, it's okay. Sorry. I'm like second guessing myself. For me, we had basically a chance to make 38 boxes, or point, sorry. Every box you have a chance of, a 38% chance of making a new box. So that's what we divided it by. 1 minus 38. Yeah, I think for newer players or lower spenders, buying crons is out of the question. I would definitely not buy crons. I mean, there's no point. You're still playing the game. You still need like your account buffs and stuff like that. This is really just for people who are just buying crons. That's all you're doing with these. They're very expensive, of course. I would never say that this is what you should do for all. Most players shouldn't be doing this. This is really just for your higher spenders and obviously more endgame players. No doubt about that. Maybe. Let me see how much pearls I have. I don't want this to just be me talking, so we might open a little bit of boxes just for fun. There is no pearl event, so if you don't have your 1+1s, you might be... If you don't have pearls for 1+1s, I don't know if you know, you might be a little more hesitant. So yeah, it's really going to be dependent on the player, though. For example, what do you call it? If you're like full deck, I mean, obviously you don't need this. And honestly, if you don't have a use for silver as much, then sure. I would never recommend whaling too hard. Yeah, me opening box, sure. I'll open a couple. Let me think. I didn't get the lifeguard. This is gonna be so dumb, but whatever. I didn't get the lifeguard outfit yet. I'm thinking I do want to get that. I mean, I'll bring you through my thought process, right? I guess for people who are maybe more middle spenders. Yeah, we're out of 1+1s. We have the Pearl Blessing event, obviously, which does give us slightly more value. Give me a second. I had the icon. Yeah, cool. The lifeguard stuff, I think... Is this still on sale? I don't actually know. Yeah, the lifeguard stuff is still on sale. I think I want to at least get one for my character. I don't really love the look of it, but it's fine, I guess. Oh, this is Shy. I was probably getting it on my Meigu. Shy isn't bad, but... Is he even here still? I don't know why it's not showing the individual ones. Oh, maybe the individual ones are gone. But I was probably gonna get the 3-pack anyways, which is about 6k-ish. Yeah, the Hippo Pet isn't... This pack isn't bad. If you need the Hippo, I think I already have it, so I don't need it myself. And you get some dances too, which is cool. Yeah, 6k. If I use the coupon... Loyalty Star. Where is it? The problem with loyalties, though, is it's very, very tight. So, if you don't spend a lot, you won't get that many loyalties to use. So you want to be very, very careful. Especially some of these boxes are pretty good. I wouldn't ever... Stacks definitely wouldn't buy. But, you know, the character expansion is pretty good. And some of the worker slots, it's like 20k, is actually... This is like sleeper good. Since this goes past cap. The usual cap you have, which is already 20k. I mean, that's a ton. Oof. I mean, obviously 40% coupon being 40k loyalties isn't bad. It'll make this pack around 21,000 pearls, which do I have enough of? Yeah, there's no problem at all. Yeah, it's fun calculating it yourself. I mean, I don't spend that much. I only really get 1+1s, but I still like calculating every box. I mean, it's interesting. But yeah, I do think it's around 1.3-ish. Crons per box, which is actually really, really good. Let me see. If I have a 20% coupon, I might use it on this guy. 55. Do I want to be whale? I mean, the problem is, this is only going to give me like 10 taps, which is like so sad. $55 plus 10 would give me about 65 boxes. 65 boxes if we assume, what, about 1,200, or, yeah, 1,200 crons. 78k, it would give me like 10, 15 taps, which is like so lame, but I guess it's worth, so whatever. Let's do it for the content, I suppose. 30% off coupon. I think the only way I would consider this myself is if I use the 40% from loyalty, because that'll probably be the most expensive purchase I make anyways for the rest of this year. If I had to guess, and you were wondering about 1+1s, I would probably say we get 1+1s in Calpheon Ball, which is at the end of this year, like December. We might even get another set in October, but that is a little bit less guaranteed. Or not October, but like, you know, 8, 9, somewhere in the middle. We'll just have to see. I guess we'll buy a couple just for the meme. Give me 1 second, let me check if I have enough pearls. 20%? Yeah, okay. So, we do have a little bit from the Pearl Blessing events. Hi, Daikon. What about this? We bought some of the agent packs, but that's like whatever. What I'm probably going to do is use my 20% on this guy here. Sorry, you have to activate it. Oh my god, Utiri, is it worth going? Yeah. Sorry, this is gonna be so scuffed. You can't miss a llama boss, so we'll go. Is that a good example? You guys should be going to llama bosses, by the way. Even though this does cut into the pacing a little bit, that's fine. I mean, this is live. It's not a video. Whatever. There's going to be some filler. You guys should be going to Utiri bosses. The Reforged Stones are so good, and you'll need them. You need 15 each, basically. So. Well, I don't know how to play the newly buffed Nova, so whatever. We'll just pretend I'm a human. I'll just auto attack a little bit. Yeah, that's fair, but if you go to them now, you can sell them for $1 bill each. Like, that's not bad. Right, like, you can even sell them too, if you're someone who is a little more patient. I mean, I would go for them anyways, but... Oh, we're dead. No gear on my Awakened Nova, unfortunately. No matter how much it gets buffed. Well, I'm also just auto-attacking too, so whatever. 5 plus 5s, you got 5 premium outfits. No, that's about average. That is actually about exactly average. It's about 1,300 per box. You got 10 boxes, so you got about 13k pearls, so 13k crons, sorry. You got basically exact average. Congrats. Okay, well I got the poor one, but still some money. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, sorry. I forgot I have guild chat on. Hopefully they didn't say anything crazy. Usually they don't, but it's always something you kind of just hide it based off of. Cool. Nah, they don't say anything crazy. Okay, so should I buy? Oh, yeah, sure. We'll buy some of these. Whatever. I guess I'm a whale. Whatever. The big pack is about 20k. That's gonna be all my pearls. So I guess if PA releases anything, I'm not gonna be able to buy it. Yeah, Vengeance doesn't say anything too crazy. Well, I may as well embrace the life of a whale. Oh yeah, we had a lot of people play TNL. TNL was a good one. I unfortunately wasn't able to play with Ventus boys just because I did the early access server or whatever, so they played on the regular release. It was a bit unlucky. But yeah, they played a ton of TNL. Give me a second. Alright, well, we'll see what we get. And then I'll go to Node War, because can't miss a Node War, that's for sure. We'll swap over to Node War servers. I'll probably have comms muted just because there's not a delay, but I don't think it matters too much as Octu. Hey, I don't whale that much. Nah, I didn't really whale in TNL. I actually don't really like the games where you can kind of just whale for biz. At least BDO, you can whale, but it's not so bad. As in, a lot of the content is capped anyways, so it's not too bad. Well, we'll see. Yes, up for Node War, because that's prio. Whaling is secondary. I did like the enhancing system of TNL though, to be fair. Alright, let's see what we get. I'm always super unlucky with this, so this shouldn't be taken as a example. Whatever, we have a lot of loyalties. %. I guess, yeah, this is probably the biggest purchase I'll make for the rest of the year. So, sure, whatever. $20,000. Okay. 583. That is true. Okay, give me a second here. We'll put these all in Velia just so we have at least some sort of cohesiveness. We have a lot of random garbage on my side, but I think most of these should be okay. Let me make another chat window just so you guys can see this. I think this is the only thing we need to see. We'll make the text huge, I guess. Oh no. I keep forgetting I turned it off. It's not like it matters. They're not saying anything crazy in guild chat anyways, so should be okay. No, we do have a sovereign, but it's a fake sovereign kind of. Unfortunately, Shy is a bit cooked. It's like a fake sovereign. It's not a real one, but it's like pseudo fake. Let's see. Ooh. How well does this show? Kind of okay. Cool. All right. Well, I guess we're a whale, so. It is what it is. Oh, this is like so scuffed, but that's fine. Can you not? I forgot how just scuffed everything is. But... Alright, this should show better. Cool. Obviously, we want to upgrade rather than getting the bundle, so we'll see. These treasure, we want these boxes. The bundles kind of suck. They're the less of the 50-50. Interesting. It shows us the drop table. That's funny. And we'll see. 65. If we average at least a couple of the boxes rather than the bundles, we'll be good. Obviously, my RNG BDO is just cooked, so you can't expect too much. And the most important part is obviously the taps. Oof, we ended on kind of unlucky streak, but let's see. Is this my bad? Yeah, okay. So even though it's 50-50, obviously we got 29 boxes and 36 of these bundles. We would prefer the boxes way more, but it is what it is. Sometimes you get unlucky with that. If you got the exact average, it would be what, 32 per? We just got 3 last on the boxes. Not too bad. For this, it's the same thing. We want to upgrade rather than getting the bundles. And you actually cheer for getting the box, so that's cool. I still tell me when I hit it. Of course, we're just gonna get a billion bundles because, yeah, my RNG is awful. So, that is what it is. You're never gonna be able to fix that. Oh, chaining it. Interesting. We got 12. Let me see. It is such a scam. 17-12. Obviously, we would prefer these boxes, but we got less. It's actually 50-50. Just kidding. It definitely is, but my RNG will always make it seem a little bit sad. 12 boxes. Technically... Actually, what would I want? I guess it'd be mixed. We just got the 2 packs. So the 5+5 and then the 55 bundle. So 65. Obviously with a coupon on both. Let me think real quick. Yeah, actually I'm not sure which one I would prefer. I guess either would be fine. Obviously we're skewed to get the bundles a little bit more. I guess I don't mind the 2 boxes. That's fine too. Very good. We got 12 boxes again, which I guess we'll open later. These guys, you can get the box again. Oh, you open all at the same time. I forgot. Well, let's see. They make them super quick. Does this make sense? Okay, so we got 21 of these. We only got 2 boxes, which is kind of a low roll, I believe. Some of these guys, yeah, not bad. These are guaranteed. 3 sweets. Interesting. 2 boxes? I think that's like a lower roll. Not bad. We spawned in 2 extra boxes at the very least. Again, our assertion, at least in the past, we should get about 40. Not 40 extra boxes, but the entire chain, we get 40. Oh, I think we're luckier this side. Well, these are better boxes. We got 5 of these guys. I think this one was the most common that you can expect. 1.4. Sorry, we opened 65 boxes. Each box basically has a 1.4% chance of getting an extra box. So we should end up... If we end up with 26 extra boxes, I think we should be average. Right now we have 19, which is a little bit lower, but we'll see what these guys give me. 9, of course. But yeah, these are guaranteed. I don't know the rates specifically, but whatever, we'll open these boxes. I mean, that's a lot of just random junk, to be honest. It's kind of good. And obviously a lot of like the scroll boxes are good too. At least we're rolling the boxes more. But this set's more lucky. As if. Obviously with RNG it's just going to be pure random. But the more trials you get, the better it is, obviously. The more close to the average. I mean, yeah, part of the stuff is like these stacks, these 220s. And also some of these guys where we're not going to value it in terms of crons. But you actually get just so much random bonuses, and so I always prefer these bundles over the non-bundles, as long as the average crons is decent. Yeah, we got 13. Okay, so we high rolled for this one. So, you know, unlucky in some spots, lucky in others. I think we just got cooked there. Let's see. 4. Well, yeah, I mean, such is life. Such is life with these, to be honest. Hopefully we get more boxes from these. The boxes are the best, to be honest. Let's see. Yeah, I do think... let's see. Are the new boxes better than the last ones from the ball? Yeah, I do think these boxes are a little bit better. It's going to be a little bit more volatile, but on average, you should be doing better with these boxes. 100%. Hey, not bad. We got 3 extra bonus boxes. The second box will be your highest chance of spawning these guys. The last box is nice, but it won't give you more of the boxes themselves. If that makes sense. 6. Oops. Curly chair. Oof. Unlucky. Very good. I mean, you get a ton of trials, so you will be a lot closer to average than some, and that's for sure. Very good. Down to 1 box. A doomed. Very good. Not bad. How many crons do we have in total? Oh, we have none, obviously, because a lot of it is going to be reliant on these boxes here. We don't actually get any raw crons, I don't believe, at all. Yeah, not bad. Got 250 stack. Again, even though stacks we have a lot of, it's still not bad. Honestly, 250 stacks. Yeah, for sure. And these are low. Okay, these are the lowest values, so we'll open them. Obviously, you get a ton of crons from it just randomly. And these are guaranteed. Very good. Just a ton of dim origins. I mean, like, even though we don't value sharps, we don't value mems, at least for now. We'll value them in the video, of course, or origins. I mean, they do add something, right? That's something you can't really necessarily sneeze about. These chests should average at least a third of a premium outfit per, technically. So, they're not the worst, but they're pretty good. not bad, 1k. It would be funny. I mean, if we end up with like way below average, then what can you do? Then someone's gonna have to, right? I think it's actually a pretty good chance. So we have 9k already, which isn't bad. That's from a lot of these smaller ones. Of course, these guys, 1k, 2k. We about have 1, 2, 2, 9, 5. Not awful. I think, wait, let me see. Most of my crons will probably come from these guys. So 52. We calculated... Sorry. Let me pull up my sheet real quick. We'll see the exact average. We calculated each of these bundles will give about 222 crons. 222 crons, very easy. Multiply that by 52. So in total, we should end up with 11,544 extra crons, which would be, my total would be plus 12295. I should end up with 23,000 crons, 23.8 thousand crons. So if we get average, that's what we'll get. Will we get average though? We'll see. And obviously, yeah, you can spawn in an extra rare cronzone bundle from these, which can be interesting. Yep. Yeah, this is a 65. We opened 65, so theoretically, if we get the exact average, we should be getting 1288, 83,720 crons. So if we get that, we're chilling. If we don't, then we are in shambles. Or we messed up the calculations, which is always possible. I am but a human, and this is just a super quick one. I wish it would show the total, but that's fine. I mean, you actually do spawn a lot of the ones. The ones don't matter at all. They're just a reroll. But if you get 2 in one, they're actually pretty good. Actually, over on top, you can see we started with 52, but in total right now we have 88. Granted, some of them are just rerolls, so they're meaningless, but the extra bundles are nice when we get the 2x ones. Very good. I do think the new boxes are pretty worth it. 24,145. So we got like 200 more crons than average, I believe. We expected to be 23,839. We ended with 24,145. So slightly better on these boxes, I guess. Not bad. All right, what about the resplendents? Technically, resplendents are more on average. Oh, actually, we got even more because we got 1k. Surely carried. Yeah, not bad at all. Though some of these are rerolls, so they're pointless. Okay. We'll do a quick calc on all of them, just because that's kind of funny. So the resplendents, at the very least, give 400 on average each. We'll do it while we're spinning, just so I don't bore you guys too much. We had, what, 30? So 30 times 400, we should get an extra 12k. We had about 2.4-ish, so... These, as you can already tell, the base ones, you give a lot more crons compared to the rare cronzone bundles. It's actually been a really, really long time since PA released the resplendent cronzone bundles, either a part of an RNG box or even sold on the Pearl store. So it's very interesting seeing them come back. I was a little bit surprised when I looked at the KR notes. I thought my translation was off because sometimes they do that, but it's interesting that they're back, that's for sure. They are generally pretty decent, though. So now we're at 35. We're actually a little bit less than average, it looks like. Oh, wait, no, I think we have a... Do we have a bundle? Ah, no. We are basically, yeah, exactly. We're a little bit above average, I think. We're at 37. Slightly. Yeah, very close. So not bad for these resplendents. Obviously, I mean, these are the lower tier boxes, so what's really important is these guys. Oof. This is the tough one. So 22 of these sweets, we get about 800 crowns per box. It should give about 17k, and they'll put us to an average of 54k crowns. Is that legit? So let's see. I got one outfit. Wait. Oh, that's busted. All right, well, I guess we're above average. Well, okay. So we got one really lucky drop, but we could take that out technically. That was a little bit egregious. I mean, we'll take the 10x. Curious. Very interesting. 15. We got a lot of stacks. Yeah, not bad. I mean, that adds an extra 10k. You obviously can't rely on that, but 40k. Actually, I'll still be around average. This gives 1500. Add that to 40k. Yeah, so we're up to 65k basically. So the 10k did add a lot to my average, unsurprisingly. 39. Okay, so most important is these guys though. This is like the big. This will determine a lot. These guys average about, let's see, 1.6k crowns per. We'll take away the outfits. This is 25, and this is, we have basically what, 39495. So technically, if I get average from these guys, 9 times 16. Hello? I think my Windows exploded. No, we're back. Cool. 1676. We should average about 15k crowns from these, technically. Which actually isn't that... You know what? To be honest, the sweets probably give a little bit more. But this, obviously, you have a chance of getting the super good ones. So if we add a 15k to this guy, 3... Well, actually, we won't. 39... Let me just write this down. 495. This is what we'll start. We should average around 15k if we get average. One box, 200. We don't want stacks. Masters is pretty good. It's a lower chance of getting that. I think it's about 20% chance to get the Masters, which is decent. That's like an upgrade. We got 2 outfits and 1500 of these. Obviously, the average crowns is calculated with getting these Masters. So let's see. 3 outfits, 45k, not bad. That's about 4 outfits, 3.9. Not awful. 39495. We average 5k. Let's see if that's correct. Yes, this is the new RNG box. We were convinced to buy a little bit, which probably isn't the best, but it is what it is. 1500. 5 outfits. I think we got exactly average. Yeah, about 1500 crowns. Very good. Nice. Obviously, including the 5 outfits. Was this average? Did we get average or did we get slightly lower? You know what? In total, I think we got slightly lower, to be honest. 65 times 1288. 83k kron. Obviously, we have 30 outfits from this. If we don't include the... Oh, wait. What is this? No, not. If we don't include the 10x drop, we got... How much is this? Like 70k. If you include the 10x drop, then we got basically exactly average, which is 83k. So unsurprised. I mean, that's somehow how it works. You get unlucky in some areas and lucky in others. So yeah, a little bit lower. In total, it's only 30 outfits here. Not awful though. Oh, I mean, technically, we get some safeties. I forgot this does add a little bit of crons. Not that much, but add a little bit. Or 9316. I think it is. Yeah, it is. Oh, did I have these before? No, I think I already had those. So yeah, if I didn't get the 10x, it would have been much lower. But if I got luckier earlier on, then it would have been higher. So I guess it's hard to say, right? I got kind of unlucky at the beginning, and then I got lucky at the end. So, I mean, that is just how RNG works. But all in all, though, I mean, even if we only got 70k crons, that's still not bad. Unfortunately, it looks like. That's still more than 1,000 per box. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. I can't really use my Megu. Yeah. We'll open the boxes, melt them. Yeah, not awful. I mean, about 20 taps, so... I mean, if whatever that amount is... How much do we spend? I mean, we spent about 20k crons. 20k pearls on the small box. Like 3,600 on the 10x. I mean, that's still not bad, to be honest. Especially if you apply coupons to it. Ah, sorry, I forgot I sort these. That is my own fault. What? Yeah, not bad. And these obviously you can list, but I would never do that. And the most important part is the taps. We only have 20 taps, so... Unlikely we're gonna get anything crazy, but... That's fine. I think if you use a 30% off coupon for sure. Well, it's better than the last balls. It is better than the blacksmith boxes, I would say. I mean, it's going to be similar-ish. It's not going to be like 1,000 times better, but if you use a 30% off coupon, I definitely would. If you were willing to buy the blacksmith workshop boxes, these are slightly better, yes. I would say. Mostly because the base box is pretty good, and on top of that, they have a 30% off, which is pretty good. Obviously, though, at the end of the day, you're still wailing for crons. You're basically just buying silver, so if that's something you want to do, I mean, it's there. The option's there, that's for sure. It's not going to be anything insane, though. You won't completely change how it is. Right, like, even after buying all the packs, it's basically just 20 taps for me. So, is that worth the money? If you have the 1+1s from Heidel Ball and you have some coupons, I think it's fine. But obviously, if you're like a smaller / middle spender, I mean, it's not that much more. I don't even know if I have enough primordial. Okay, let me check. It's like 20 taps. Oof, we don't. We will trade that in. A bunch from these guys, luckily. It's not bad. I mean, they definitely want you to whale, and so I did. Okay. But even so, we did get slightly lower than average, it looks like, so... Which, yeah, I mean, it's about right. I do think it is a very, very good sale, though, if you are someone who is buying crons. And of course, that's not even adding in all just this random garbage. Well, I mean, if you wait forever, yes, they will slowly just give better sales. That's just the nature of how it is. You know, I think the sale isn't bad, though. It's obviously hard to say They will eventually just keep getting better sales. That's life, right? They're not really going to give worse sales as the years go on, but it's obviously saving for infinity also just does nothing. I do think that this pack is not bad though. I mean, just picking up like the smaller packs will always be the most value. So if you're someone who likes waiting, I mean, you could just get the 4,500 pack. That'll be fine, right? You don't necessarily need to get the super big packs either. Like slowly picking up these small 4,500 packs, like the weird cheap 1+1s, will always just be the most value. So if you're willing to wait anyways, I think that's probably the move. Like for example, the blacksmith's 15+15 will always be the most value to pick up. That would be technically better than even this 55x pack, so if that makes sense. Well, surely this goes. I mean, we're at 113 pity, so not awful. I think my sub weapon, I think we're past what my sub weapon was, so surely it goes, right? If not, I mean, it is only 20 taps, so what more can you ask for? We did just whale though, so surely our RNG is better, right? That's how it works. We'll skip every third tap because skipping is pretty good. Not good enough, unfortunately. I mean, tapping is always gonna be depressing because that's just how tapping is, right? At least opening boxes is the fun part. When it comes to the tapping, you know, you're just rolling a 1% chance. Who knows? Unlikely. Oh, skip? Oof, no. No skip. It actually went? Okay. I guess we're carried. This is... Okay. I don't know if this message is going to be good, because that means you should whale, right? Whaling is it? Thoughts? I guess whaling is it. I don't know what to say. That's crazy. I didn't think I'd actually get it. Damn. Well, maybe not the best message ever. That's crazy. Whaling is the real strat. I appreciate it. Thank you. This is the good luck from you guys. Tapping off stream, I've always been super unlucky. Well, that's insane. I guess there you go. Done with my main hand. Yeah, that is crazy. I was a little bit carried. A little bit carried. Alright, we'll repair this up. What's the byproduct? You get a bunch... It's all of these, basically. So you get a bunch of stacks. You get a lot of these sharps and mem frags. And you get some of these scrolls. So if that's what you really want... It does add... Oops. Here's just got... If that's what you want, then that's kind of nuts. You get a ton of sharps, basically. But these are all your byproducts items. It's not bad. It's about expected. Pretty good amount of additional stuff. Usually with these bundles... Sorry, usually with these bundles, you get more byproducts compared to the blacksmith alternatives. Like the workshop box we just got. That is true. 120 is technically over average, but we take it. Honestly, I was so close to pity on one of them that it was just cooked. Actually, we can tap our ring too. Our earring. Give me that. Surely my RNG carries over because I wailed. You can tap one earring. Alright, we'll see. How close is Node War? Yeah, so I'll stream Node War and then I will... What do you call it? probably go work on the video. It shouldn't be too bad today. Damn, that's crazy. Sorry, getting the tap is just insane. I did not expect that. Well, I mean, I guess I'm carried. I'll take it. Very good. If my earring goes, then it's confirmed carried. I think our first one we got 7 taps, so it was actually a little bit above average, but well, a lot above average. But as long as we don't pity any of these, we will take it. Very good. What do I want? 350 stack, 324. Do I want to burn a 350 stack? If it goes, it'll be worth it. So sure. It's dumb to burn a 350 stack, actually. We'll burn a 300 if it goes. Well, I don't know what to use my crons on anymore. Oh, my Donnie armor still need crons, of course. Okay, yeah, can't be too carried in a day. Not bad though. Weapon went, which was honestly the thing I've been worrying about most. It is pretty carried still. Very good. Not bad. We'll open a lot of these stuff. I mean, decent amount of stacks. 150 isn't as relevant. 220s is good though. You don't have to use as much origins. 250 is fine. 200 is also fine. Oh my god. The window is open. Window's actually open. So many people getting decks. What the heck? Wait, if the window's open, maybe we go for my Oct weapon. If window's open, window's open. No? You want to use a 310? I actually don't really know what people stacks we can use. We have one more 350. Yeah, I guess we can use a 300 on this. That wouldn't be the worst. Sure. Go for Oct. My Oct luck is a little bit troll, but that's what it is. Deck luck is open. We skip every other. Now, we don't want to go too crazy, obviously, but... if the window's open, we may as well try. Okay, just never mind. Unfortunate. Well, honestly, with all these taps, we can't complain. Getting deck is just too carried. Oops. It doesn't matter too much. Look, if window's open, window's open. Surely. Actually, I do have to tap some of my armors too, so you don't want to use... well, we have enough from silver from grinding, so it actually doesn't matter too much. Oct will be Oct, that's for sure. Last one. Unfortunate, but very good. Still cannot complain. Today was too good anyways. Well, there it is. I should be able to grind at least spot 2, spot 3. Maybe not spot 3, but definitely spot 2. The deck adds 2 sheet, which is actually kind of nuts, to be honest. And they made spot 2 a lot easier, so that should be good. Yeah, very nice. That's basically it for the stream. We will stream Node War. Do I want to combine it? We'll see. We'll see if we combine it, but I think it'll be easier to separate the streams anyways. Let me go back to normal. But But yeah, honestly pretty carried anyways. We take that. Not bad. Plus 2 AP. Surely I am relevant now. Somewhat, I'll say. Sorry, I just have a ton of garbage. That is whaling. That is what we get for whaling. Cool. But yeah, I mean, this box should be decent. Honestly, there is an argument on whether you should even be going for silver as much these days, of course, with the new Adani accessories, all that stuff. But if you are someone who really needs silver and you are willing to whale, you're like a higher spender, I think these boxes are more than fine. Of course, it is just, I'm sure most people are, you know, middle, lower spenders anyways, so it may not be as relevant. I think though, since there's no seals, getting the 5+5 boxes is really decent. Though it still is just bronze, so it won't be as good as, you know, cosmetics or other stuff. Very good. I mean, obviously it was worth it for me. I got my tech, so can't complain too much, but it will obviously differ greatly from people to people. I yesed early, but I'm pretty sure I yesed on Node War on the box. Yes, I did. Very good. Today's uncapped. Give me 1 second, and then I'll stream through Node War, and then after Node War, we'll work on the boxes, since Node War is in like 20 minutes. It should be okay. The video, I think boxes is basically the biggest thing anyways, so yeah, we'll answer any questions throughout now and then Node War if any newcomers join, but the boxes are pretty good. That is for sure. Or I'm stealing the DR buff from the guild manor because that's the way it is. Obviously, deck won't help me so much in Node War since I'm a DP meme, but you know, maybe one day we'll play Megu. One, two, three should be okay. I just have to pop this buff. Very good. Unhide this. Cool. Yep. I guess we won't stream comms just because we only have like a little bit of a delay for this stream, but it's Ocube, so it shouldn't matter too much. Basically, it's just a push-pull game mode. It's not too bad. We'll definitely try, hopefully Friday. If I get my video out, we'll see. Sometimes I like taking a little bit more effort on them just because you have to be really thorough. You know, with RNG and spending, you want to be a little bit more careful some of the things you say. Just because there's so much... People can take issue to certain things, obviously, so... I'll try to put a little bit more effort into it, but... I think I should have a decent amount of time to work on it tonight after Node War anyways, so it should be decent. Very good. Give me 1 second, I'll just hide some things, obviously for Node War. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, I'll be right back, and then we will go Node War. Give me 1 second. Very good. Okay, cool. Well, that's basically it for the box stream. We're then going to Node War and then do my video after. I appreciate everyone for hanging out that watched my little update stream. But yeah. We're still on the same delay. We won't have comms on just because we're only on like a 10-second-ish delay, but should be good anyways. At the very least, I mean, hey, there's a lot more uncapped content going on these days, so yeah, it is worth. Oh my god, another deck. It is worth, of course, going, what do you call it? For gear. I think everything should be decent for Node War. Yeah, we're good. Are we in the right server? There are a bunch of people getting taps. It is definitely a day, that is for sure. I pop this back on my Megu. Yeah, well, we'll see what server Node War is. Obviously, since it's AQ, it pivots between two different ones, so we'll just have to see. Valencia 1, very good. We should still have Compass. I'm yes, fantastic. Cool. They're just checking audio. Yeah, comms should be muted, so we are good to go. At the very least, I think my Shy mostly is prepped for a DP anyway, so we're good. It's kind of funny. All my characters... Ooh, sorry, let me turn down comms. All my characters are basically prepared in some way. My Shy is for PvP, my Life Skiller has buffs basically permanently running, and my Megu has grind buffs running, so it's actually kind of tough to AFK on any of my characters, but I guess that's a good thing. You sort of do want everyone to have buffs and doing something. There's definitely a lot more of a push going on with the Adania 2 update, so you know, PA definitely did something right with them. A lot of players are coming back for it. Let's see what guilds are on Node. And obviously, we're doing uncapped for the PvE AP buff. Let's see, okay, I see. It's split again between Valencia and Adania, which I think is weird. I feel like if there's only like 7-8 guilds, probably should just keep it on the same node, to be honest. This is always fun having multiple forts, but that's okay. We should have about, I think 4 guilds create 2 forts, so we should at least have 2 forts. It's us, Digi, Fam, and Stat, so obviously tough guilds to fight, but should be fun. This is Krog, so I guess T11. It's the combined all T10s. Cool. It's funny, yeah. I think we'll try working on the Pearl Store video probably tonight into tomorrow. And I do want to talk about the cool little you know, consumables things that's going on. I think that is more my for fun video I'll post. And I do want to kind of work on a sort of like a gearing maybe series. It should be a lot shorter since most of it is just grinding Adania. But I think that'll be a little bit more fun, just my opinions on the new grind spots for people who maybe aren't at the Adania 2 zones yet. And are curious, of course. We'll see how that goes. It'll definitely be a little bit more higher effort. I mean, either way, we are happy because we got completely carried, so definitely can't complain. It's like uncomplainable. I mean, technically, yeah, we did get the taps were way above average, but as long as I'm not pitying, man, it's these days can't complain. Ooh, do I want to restart? Good question. I guess we do. Yeah. Hopefully BDO might have fixed some of the issues that they had, but I think restarting is always going to be good for frames, and that was kind of the weird part. They did say they fixed some of the problems with this patch. Whether it is the issues that I deal with, we'll see. But even if some things get fixed, it's always going to be helpful to restart and go into full screen, depending on your settings, obviously. Yeah, no worries. We're not delayed too much. The boxes are pretty good. I do think compared to the workshop boxes, they are a lot better per pearl. And also, they're put on a 30% sale rather than the blacksmith boxes 20%. So naturally, the bigger packs will be slightly better. Obviously, you can still use coupons on them, so that advantage will still be there. But yeah, I do think they're better than the blacksmith boxes by a little bit. It does make sense as silver is getting more and more, I guess, questionable. So obviously, PA has to make them a lot better, these boxes for your pearls. But yeah, the new boxes are pretty good. Can't complain about them. Oop. There, put it back at the game. We will go into full screen as that does still help me a lot. Very good. Obviously, when I alt tab, it's going to be a little bit wonky, but it's fine. But yeah, per box, the workshop box was about 540 crons for 465 pearls, and this one is about 1288 per 900. So it'll be slightly better. That is for sure. It's not going to be that much drastically better, but you do get a lot more bonus rewards like the scrolls and stuff, just because these are bundle type boxes, so that's definitely going to make them better for some people. Obviously, we can never complain about the extra little bonus things. Oof. I think we do have an old moon pack somewhere. Always one. Obviously, you can just get a villa invitation for free, but that's We want our old moon running anyways if we're grinding. Very good. All our buffs should be good. Yeah, good to go. We'll see. Hopefully we win for the 25 AP, but if we only get 20 AP, I'm not too bothered. If, obviously, we don't get anything, that would be painful. But as long as we at least capture a fort once, we should get the 20 AP buff. We don't have to hold it to the end. Oh yeah, apparently Venoms are bugged. I don't know how legit that is. Oh, where is it? Sorry, we gotta go like a little bit further down. Wait, what? That's the wrong one. Sorry. I don't know how legit that is, that Venom traps are bugged, but if they're bugged, I mean, we may as well try. It takes CTG to get back to regrouping. Never mind, CTG is in the middle of nowhere. That's very helpful. We should have compass running. Let me check. I think it's a week. Yeah, cool. Oh, never mind. We only have it running for 2 more minutes. Oh, that's probably not the best. Well, this is 40 minutes, but again, as long as we get fort capture once, we get at the very least 20 AP, which is very good for PV. Winning is what gives you the 5 extra AP for 25. Cool. Turn up columns a little bit on my end. It's muted since there's not too much of a delay, but since it's AQ, there shouldn't be too much macro calls anyways. It'll be pretty obvious the color once. Again, since it is uncapped, we don't do that much damage, so we'll just try to build space with our DP. It doesn't look like they're mostly here, so we can actually just kind of chill here. It's better to just get buffs out. Cool. They are super scattered, so honestly, I think just buffing around fort is fine. I don't think we're actually gonna... Well, we'll see whether we try holding the fort or not. Obviously, these are just 1s and 2s, so it's not too important for me to do much. Sorry, getting back into the node where mindset is going to be a little bit of a diff from looking at boxes, but this is the way it is. Oops. Obviously not going to be incredibly clean, but that's fine. We are a DP meme. So. This might be a CTG, unless this guy is just in Q block. Cool. We'll try to escape. Should be more than okay. We'll spam E-buff. Oops, my pings are wrong, but that's fine. Send up buffs, go back in. We'll try to apply Delusive to as many people as possible. Honestly, these days, a little bit cope, but I think Delusive is just so strong. Misty, it's not bad in capped, but uncapped, it's seen better days. Obviously, I don't really care if people just grab me on repeat. That's not really going to do much. As long as we can sort of build enough space for our main ball after our buffs are out, what more can you ask for? Not too much, right? Obviously, family is an incredibly competent guild, so it'll be a fun fight. In uncapped, though, you're always going to get grabbed. The amount of carpet builds that sort of can just grab you, no punish, makes it a lot more willing to go for grabs compared to maybe capped, where they might just get exploded. So it's inevitable you get grabbed at least a couple times. Slight amount of cope, of course, but hey. Apparently there's an FT around here. I don't think I was able to see where it was, but it's okay. Well, yeah, we will try to put Venoms down. Apparently they're bugged, so whatever. We'll try it out. I do actually prefer Venoms in general, just because they used to be able to dismount. But I don't actually know if that's still a thing, so we won't. Okay. Ah. Unlucky, but whatever. I don't care too much about ones and twos. This guy should be running okay. Yeah. Alright, whatever. Well, I guess we won't be putting down Venoms. Oh, there's just people ratting. It's crazy. Well, we'll just buff here. Obviously, as a DP meme, ones and twos aren't going to be my biggest concern. Oh, this is a very good spot for them, actually. So you can build some space for the guys climbing up there. Should be relatively okay, though, to be honest. Yeah, it's a decent amount for them. Looks like we're mostly pulled, so I'll leave. Cool. Guns ones and twos, not really my worry. I don't really care if they try to kill me. Cool. Oh, go back to fort. I'll try buffing around here. Nothing too special. Pretty basic anyways. We can buff every 10 seconds. Theoretically, we can weave a trap in, but is a little bit annoying with this terrain. This isn't too bad. Unfortunately, they have a little bit of elevation there, which will be a bit annoying. Ah, that sucks. Wasn't able to apply my add-on. That's fine. It does seem like they have a couple of digi guys there fighting family, so he'll be very scrappy. But as long as we mostly just hold buffs here, nothing special we gotta do. Actually, yeah, digi does look like they have a big presence there. Done to put traps, but obviously some rat is just gonna just hitting me, whatever. Sad. Obviously, we're not gonna get killed by them, but they will cancel my trap. Unfortunate. Surely, surely we get one down. I don't know. It's just because people say it's bugged that I want to try putting them down more, but I don't know how legit that is. Obviously, generally, you may not want to be spending most of your time trapping a shy, but 10-second cooldown on your buffs. Look, what else are you gonna do? Cool. We'll buff when we can, but yeah, nothing special. As well get my horse out. Take that. Apparently there's some flags, so we'll go towards here. We want to be a little bit careful with Stam. Ooh, okay. Cool. Won't look at down smash forever. Obviously, he's still going to have some stam issues, but that's fine. I think we can just sit in debuffs here. I believe... yeah, he can cheese up here. Cool. We'll hold our Misty here. I think that space might be the best for me. I want to be a little bit further in. It should be okay. Well, I actually don't mind just sitting here blocking these guys. That's more than fine. Most people are going to pull like somewhere here, so we do want to stand in between. Obviously, when you're on flag, you have to take your weapons out initially, so that'll be a little bit tough. Oh, it's like I got cancelled, which is a little bit annoying. Seems like we mostly left, so... unfortunate. I want to be a little bit more careful with my stam, but 1s and 2s obviously can't kill me, so that's fine. I think 30% should be able to make some distance. Digi is this side, so I don't want to go around. Cool. We'll wait 1 second, but yeah, 60% stam, more than okay. Obviously, since we are on uncapped crystals, unlucky. Yeah, looks like we're not going to be able to get that FT, which is more than okay. I will make my way out. Oh, that was unfortunate. I thought our fort was up there. Unfortunate, we went to another main ball. Cool. Unfortunately, we will have to rebuff. It's okay. Sure. I'll try to play a little bit less troll. Obviously, it's gonna be tough with 2 guilds here. Oof, the servers are not so good. Family's diving them on that side, so I think I'll probably just go. Oh, I see. I went in on the wrong guild. Well, that's cool. Oh, we made it over. Technically. Cool. Again, this is our flag we're trying to defend, so it seems like they're coming from this side, so we'll try to stand somewhere here. Nothing special, obviously. For chasing, I'm down. That didn't look like Ellie hit me, but okay. Cool. There are Ellie's here, so they're gonna try to trickle towards it. Again, we kind of just have to stand in between these two zones of interest. Buff here, obviously it doesn't matter if we get CC'd in my buff roto. Never mind, unless it get cancelled. It's fine. Cool. I'll send out a little bit of buffs. I think we should have enough shies that it's not too big of a deal. Maybe behind me right now, but whatever. Okay, cool. Obviously, we can't actually do that much damage to Ellie and Cat, so no big deal. But if there's not really a fight going on, we may as well just AFK buff here. That's fine. I assume they're going to try engaging to defend their Watcha, so just plant here. Should be mostly good, yeah. That was a little bit weird. They didn't really render in on the initial drop, so I wasn't quite sure if they would go past us, but it's fine. Well, I'll take my buffs out here and then we can get this distance, obviously. We know where their flag is, obviously. It's around here. I'll plant here for now, just because they're re-engage on our guys. This is like a pretty good zone, but... Cool. FT, I think, was around there. Oh, they must have ripped it? Oh no, that's where their flag was. Fine, we don't mind just slowly walking up here. No big rush. I think it was like around here. Yeah, nice. We are unfortunately DP shredded by FT, so we'll be. Oh. Super annoying. Ah, that burned my stam too. Wow. Cool. We'll try to conserve stam, just stand here. Bit awkward, but I don't really care if ones and twos hit me. We need to go down here a little bit early just because Digi is somewhere to our west. But I think with our weapons put away, we should be mostly good. Yeah, looks like it. Well, we'll try Venoms. Apparently it's busted, so... Okay, I believe them. Ah, what the worst. Alright. We're never going to be able to do Venoms. For some reason, I can't place them around here. It's a little bit sad. They might just be trying to build a Watcher or something. Obviously, I'm down to run it in, but probably shouldn't. I'll try to act like I'm a human for a little bit. Who's that? Nope. Gonna get my RMB out. Okay. Oh, weird. Actually, I wouldn't mind kind of yeeting in, just to take some of the pressure off of the stat dive. Since we just had to deal with Digi, obviously, it's not too bad just buying a little bit of space to try and mitigate some of the damage that such a quick second ball fight can do. Obviously, I don't really care because I'm a DP meme. Obviously, if they fall more this side, it doesn't really matter. We're mostly just trying to kill their Hwacha, so if we take out this space, they can't really defend it. Our boys can just walk up. Yeah, I mean, they do seem to be respecting our dive very heavily, which I suppose is fine. Obviously, my stam isn't perfect. In fact, I think I do want to go a little bit weird here. Actually, if they mostly fell, the biggest concern is going to be stats redive, obviously. Or Orange Guild. Though it does look like they're going for another ball fight, so we'll see. Could be either way. Yeah, it does look like there's a bunch of people group in here, so I think we'll try to build some space. Oh, just kidding. They're falling too. Interesting. I guess they're a little bit scared. Oh, what the heck? I got hit out of my protection. Sad. Well, yeah, unfortunately if you get hit there, you're cooked. I thought I got my heal out in time, but unfortunately no. But I guess that's fine, they're not really hard pushing in, so we will just respawn for it. Go double buffs. Kind of just hug my Hwacha, or my FT. Oh, there's definitely, yeah, I mean, Hwachas will be hitting me. Cool. Got a buff here, and then if we still have our supply, I don't think so. Unfortunately, no. Oh, they want to be... Oh, oops. I didn't know they were this far. I thought we were like kind of over there still. It's fine. Obviously, I don't even know if we can hold this. It's 13 more minutes. We are like super chipped, so it'll be tough. Got PA, so I am down. Might have went a little bit too far up, but we'll be able to cut their ball in half. Oh. Unlucky, they called a... They called a retreat right when I went in. Kind of sad. Oh. Oof. Watch it hitting me is going to be a little bit awkward. That's fine. Try to plant... I don't know where our flag is. Planting that side is obviously a little better, but 3 guilds on us, not going to be the biggest space here. Not 100% sure where flag is. I believe it's like down here somewhere. Oh, digital is out, it looks like. Cool. We'll just rotate buffs around here. Nothing too special. Cool. Guess I'm down for a Venom Trap. Rebuff every 10 seconds, no big deal. And then back to Venoms. Obviously, buffs have a CD. You should be able to weave one trap in, but not gonna be so perfect. Yeah, we should be able to get for it pretty easily here, as we have 2 FTs, so it's not the worst ever. Send out buffs, go back to getting one little trap. Yeah. Oh, whatever. Well, this is a dive call, so I guess I'm down. Cool. Watch is down, so it's not bad if we just push a little bit more. Okay, never mind. Another guild's on us apparently, so we are falling back. We have, what do you call it, V, so it doesn't matter too much. What the? It didn't work. My play dead didn't work. That's so sad. I guess we were just getting hit stuttered a little bit too much. That's unlucky. I thought I could greed a play dead first, and then V, but there's no shot. I just managed to waste both skills, so it's just unfortunate. There's gonna be a sad part about some of the hit stuttering. To be honest, I thought Stat would hard dive us, which is why I was trying to build space there, but it didn't look like they did, so I just inted for no reason, basically. Oh, I also thought I could use my V, so that's probably not the best assumption ever. Cool. I mean, we just send buffs randomly. Obviously, in a 1v1v1, it's going to be very random. Oh. Okay. I think we're just playing for the flips, I guess, now. I don't know. What? Yeah, unfortunate. I'll just buff back here, nothing special. If we're not full diving, it doesn't matter too much. Oop. Ow. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to tag where the watches are hitting. I think it's around here, so that's gonna be a annoying spot. It's fine. After buff, I'm down for a Venom. Just kidding. I guess we're going in. Stuck on something. Ow. Cool. Yeah, if we're defending FT, then we'll just try to be in the middle here. They're going for 4 anyways, so it's no big deal. Watcha was around here, which is a bit annoying. You do have to remember that. Oh, looks like they're mostly trying to protect their retreat. Yeah, it looks like our FT is cooked, unfortunately. Ooh, not bad. 40-minute war. Oh, kind of a random war. I mean, obviously Aki is going to be super awkward, but hey, 20 AP we can't complain about. Obviously we have no kills whatsoever. Yeah, decent amount. I think we could have played a little bit better. It was super awkward early. I think when we aren't full diving, it gets a little bit awkward. We just kind of have to stand in the middle, try to soak as much range damage as possible, which, well, isn't really that beautiful, but it's about right. Not awful though. I mean, for uncapped, people are able to farm. Obviously, you can kind of just use your gear and abuse that, so not bad. Pretty good. Very good. But yeah, we'll try working on the Pearlster video a little bit. If we finish that, maybe grind, but I don't think we'll have enough time. But we'll see, we'll see. I might grind later tonight just because if we just have like the random 20-30 minutes. But yeah, video should be out, I want to say, you know, Friday night, Saturday morning, sometime like that. We'll try to stream any node wars we hit, of course, and any grinds. And maybe we might make some fun videos afterwards, but yeah, we'll just have to see. Not so bad. I'm still kind of tanky. Obviously, the tankiness is going to start slowly falling off with AP that we're getting. But for now, we can still build a little bit of tiny space, so it's not too bad. Try to use our tankiness as much as possible. Obviously, I don't know how legit the Venom Trap bug is. I mean, I legit don't know. Apparently, it's super bugged. I don't know if that's real, but 100k damage? Surely that's real. Maybe. We could have tried trapping a little bit more. People have been saying it's been doing unusual damage, so sure, we'll just assume it's real. But yeah, that's basically it for me though. I appreciate everyone for hanging out, and I will catch y'all next time. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in my Discord, etc.